What's up, Buff Nation? It's your boy CSB Leo back with another episode of Common Sense Buffs, and I'm here to break down. Game of the year already. I know a lot of people are talking about that all over the internet, all over college football, all the commentators, all the spectators, all the fans, and all the haters are commenting about what everybody seems to be calling the miracle in Boulder, aptly named because it's almost an exact repeat of what happened when the Colorado Buffaloes played the Michigan Wolverines. Cordell Stewart was the quarterback, throwing a Hail Mary at the end of the game to win it for the Buffs. Well, we had another Hail Mary. We needed a Hail Mary to pull off this heart-stopping, edge of your seat overtime win against the Baylor Bears. So let's dive right into all the action from this instant classic. Now, it's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without some dope content to react to. If you've made it this far in the video, please hit that subscribe, hit that like. Let's run up the score, try to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of October. All right. Now, before I talk about anything else, I got to talk about defense. And we have to start with my man of the hour on defense, my defensive player of the game, Cam'ron Silmon-Craig. This dude was everywhere on the field, racking up 13 tackles from the free safety spot. Can you believe that? He was making big hits, smart plays, and leading by example. You could put Cam in coverage. You could put him in the box. He's tough as nails. He's not afraid to come up and lay the hit. And this guy plays fast. He's, in my personal opinion, the heart and soul of this defense. And you could see everybody else feeding off his energy. When that whistle blew and that game started and they came on the field, Cam came to play. But it just wasn't his intensity. You could tell that Cam has high football IQ, and it was on display, and it shined through at a crucial moment in that game. Game on the line, Baylor knocking on the door, half-yard line, and what does Cam do? He motions Travis Hunter to the opposite side of the field, putting him in position to make a game-winning tackle that led to a forced fumble. That's not just playing football, that's football smarts, people. His leadership in that moment won us the game, plain and simple. Now let's talk about offense, right? Colorado, listen, you watch Colorado for it to see what the offense of Mr. Heisman and legendary are going to do. Now we already know, Mr. Heisman. He's making his case for why he is the best player in college football, and he was out there making plays. He wasn't just making plays randomly. He was making plays when it really mattered. He put up 7 receptions for 130 yards. I think this is the first game this year he didn't have a touchdown, but he put his team in position to score in crucial down and distance situations multiple times in this game. And just when the team needed a game-changing play on the defensive side of the ball, he registered 3 solo tackles and the forced fumble that clinched the game. If anybody else is questioning whether or not Travis Hunter is the best player in college football, this is the tape you have to show them, because the game was not only exciting, but you could watch his impact on the game throughout. The guy is simply unstoppable. And we can't forget about QB1 Shedeur Sanders. Now, I know what you're saying. He holds on to the ball a little too long. And, with the offensive line contributing to that, he also got sacked 8 times. But let's look at the other side of the ledger. Because even with that pressure, Shedeur still threw for 341 yards, 2 touchdowns, and added 26 yards rushing and a rushing TD. He took a beating as he usually does. We love to see a lot less of that happening. And that's going to be a combination of him getting the ball out quick game and calls by Pat Shurmur, and also an improvement in that offensive line. Even though he was getting beat up, he stood tall when it mattered, proving why he's the best quarterback in the nation. Scrambling to his left, even though he's a right-handed quarterback, throwing the ball like 45 yards in the air, throwing his guy open because the coverage was pretty tough by the Baylor defense, and Lajontay made that great catch. So Mr. Clutch is back again to win another game for the Buffaloes. Let's talk about the running game. I think, as Colorado fans, whenever they're not doing something, or they're doing something poorly, we tend to talk about it a lot. But for the longest time, we've been asking for a running game from the Buffs, and they showed more of that running game in this game. Colorado stuck with the 1-2 punch of Isaiah Augustave and Micah Welch. And let me tell you, these two are giving us a balance, a more balanced attack. And that's what everybody has been looking for. Micah Welch, the freshman, came through with two huge touchdowns, including the game winner in overtime. And Isaiah added 41 tough yards on the ground. All of those yards, all of those carries were tough carries. But this is what it takes to really develop that 1-2 punch, that body head punch that you need with both the pass and the run. And we're going to need that moving forward. And they've shown as running backs, they can carry that load in a two running back set. So now some people might agree with me. You might give the offensive player to somebody else, but I'm going to give you my offensive player and tell you why. My offensive player of the game is Lajontay Wester. All right. Not only did he catch the game winning pass with zero time on the clock, but he did this for his brother as well because he truly bailed out Will Sheppard. Will Sheppard had that late game drop that could have sealed our fate. Now, some people might debate that he might have fallen at the 1 and 2 yard line and lost the game anyway, but who's to say, right? At that point in the game, I can't even imagine how Will must have felt, but Wester stepped up and took care of business. Wester's play was clutch, and he's proven that he's a reliable target when the game is on the line. Now, we talked about a lot of success. We're going to talk about more success, but let's pivot, talk about a few things that we know we need to get better at. Now, we need to sharpen up in this game, before the game with UCF. First, I got to look at Will Sheppard and DJ McKinney. Will, I know that drop had to be, it might eat you up inside, but we all know as football players, we have to have short memories. But I want you to really use this as motivation, man. We know you have the talent. We've seen it. We are cheering for you to bounce back and show us what we've been waiting to see in this next game. I truly believe this is your breakout game, bro. So keep your head up, man. Let's put in that work and let's show the world what you can do. On the defensive side of the ball, DJ McKinney, you had a tough game, but we also see all the potential that you have. And hey, being a DB, they're going to catch balls on you, man. It's nothing. You have to do the work, and I know you will, and you will take this as inspiration. You had great coverage, but again, football is a game of inches, and I know it must be frustrating, but I hope that lights a fire, man. I know you're going to come out swinging in this next game, and I was on Dino Up the Skull show, live show. I had you pegged for that interception, man. You almost there. I know you're going to get you one this week. And I have to talk about Omarion Miller and why we need to get him more involved. The kid is a beast. I know he's just a sophomore, but his catch and score this game solidifies that he needs to be on the field more, and he needs to get more targets when he is on the field. Get that man more reps, more targets, more everything. He's too clutch to leave on the sideline. Now let's talk about the O-line. Phil Lodehold shuffled the deck again, but hey, I think he's trying to find the right combination of five guys who are going to be committed to playing their best football, running the ball, and protecting Shedeur. We got to keep Shedeur upright, give him time, and he is going to find the open wide receiver. And if they can do that while keeping those running lanes open, we'll continue to see the balanced attack that we love to see from Colorado. All right, we can't talk about this night without talking about special teams. There could easily be 17 points for Baylor that could be ascribed to poor special teams play. But before I go too far into that, prayers up for Jace Feely. I believe he might have a torn ACL, which is a big blow, especially since he's our best guy on kickoffs. We also have to be able to lock down on our kicking teams and our kick coverage, staying in our lanes and making tackles when we have them. There are a couple of shoelace tackles that we had the runner, but we never brought them down. Shout out to Mata, man. A lot of people have been talking down on Mata's name. Mata hit a 43-yard field goal when it really, really mattered, and we really needed that field goal. I believe he tied the game with that field goal. So special teams can't be the reason that we lose the next game. We have to clean it up this week, and we'll be in a much better position to win. Now, I want to come back to something good and end the pod on that note. The defense, man, it continues to shine and it continues to impress, right? Can we give some love to this Colorado Buffaloes defense because they deserve it? Coach Livingston and the staff have the boys locked in. especially in the second half. They're getting pressure up front, which we did not see last year. That front four is stopping the run, and we've got the best linebacker duo in the Big 12 with Hill, Green, and Bentley. Our secondary was tested, admittedly, but we could have come away with two interceptions, one to Preston Hodge and another one to DJ McKinney. So I'm loving the way this defense is coming together. So next week it's UCF. Colorado is 3-1. I'm I know they're going to go 4-1 this week. The bounce house is going to be bouncing, and it's another big road test for the Buffs. But if we keep building off this momentum from Baylor, I really like our chances. Can't wait to see how it plays out. And you know, I'll be right here to break it all down for you. That's it for this episode of Common Sense Buffs. If you like this breakdown, hit that like, subscribe, and let's run up the score. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you don't miss a single episode. Until next time, Buff Nation, Sco Buffs.